Hello, my name is Dario and it's great to be here with you today. In this presentation, I want to show you something a bit different about building WordPress-powered websites. We all know why page builders are so popular. They allow you to build beautiful, static pages quickly, easily, and visually. Page builders allow you to design instead of writing HTML and CSS code. But what do you do when you need to build dynamic sites?
For example, how do you create a listing site where members can submit content? How do you create a custom search which pulls the right content from the database? And how do you create your own custom types and fields and display them on the site's front end?
And this is what Toolset does. It allows you to build advanced, dynamic WordPress sites without writing HTML, CSS, PHP, or JavaScript.
I will show you everything on an example of this directory site about gyms and trainers. All of it is designed with Toolset visually. There's a home page with all the design elements, custom lists of posts, templates for single posts, where we also display information coming from related posts, custom search with maps, archive pages, and even front-end forms that gym owners can submit, and when that happens, a new gym post is automatically created on the site.
As you can see, most of this is far out of the scope of what page builders can do. Okay, now I'll show you how to create such a site and how easy and fast it is. I will do most of this live without special editing. Of course, to save time, I will skip or fast forward some things like the repetitive steps. Let me show you.
Let's first take a look at our site on the back end. As you can see in the main menu, we have separate posts for gyms and separate ones for trainers. This is what we call custom post types. If we click on gyms, we see that they are basically posts. And it's just like our regular post up here, but we can keep gym posts separate from the rest of the content and work with them independently. So, to create a custom post type, I just go to Toolset Dashboard and click to add a new post type. I give it a plural and singular name, and if needed, I can select taxonomies that I want to use with my post type, plus some other advanced options. I click to save it, and voila, here it is. By the way, you know that regular posts can have categories. Categories are what is called a taxonomy in WordPress, or, in simple words, a way to group posts that have something in common. Well, Toolset also allows you to create custom taxonomies. For example, we have the gym types taxonomy, and it allows us to categorize our gyms by what they specialize in, like yoga, fitness, weightlifting, and so on. Of course, you can always add more subcategories. Just add it here. In WordPress, these subcategories are called taxonomy terms. To create my own taxonomy, I just go to Toolset Dashboard, and in the row of my newly created events post type, I click to create a taxonomy for it. Event type. Again, I just give it a plural and singular name and I'm done. Now, when I create event posts, I can group events by different types: concerts, lectures, conferences, and so on. Okay, as you can see, we're actually building the site structure in minutes directly from the admin. Now, let's take a look at one gym custom post. Besides the regular title and main content, it has what we call custom fields. Toolset allows you to add any custom fields to your content. Look, when you create a list of gyms, for example, you select exactly what you want to display and how. So, you're working with dynamic content because the information comes from standard and custom fields, and it's dynamic because your design stays the same, but the values of these fields change for each post. Of course, you can add any custom fields using Toolset. Again, I just go to Toolset Dashboard, and click to add custom fields for my events. As you can see, there are many field types to choose from. Let's start with the date field. And let's add a single line field for short description. That's it! Now when I create a new event post, I have my custom fields ready to use.
So, we've just seen how to create a custom structure for your advanced site. But now, let me show you how to display all that custom information on the front end. Let's create a custom list of gym posts. We can add such a list anywhere on our site, to a page, a post, a template, really, anywhere.
In my example, I'll create a new page that will list gyms. I'll call it simply Gym List. In Toolset, a list of posts is called a view. So I insert the Toolset View block. I start by giving it a name. Then I select the basic design options. The default output for a list of posts is agreed with pagination, and I'm fine with that for now. Finally, I need to select which kind of content I want my list to display. Here it's gyms, so I select that and the wizard is done. Okay, so we start with an empty list. We design the first element in this orange box here. Then our design is applied to all the rest of the listed items. Look, I'll start by adding the post title. For this, I insert the Toolset heading block. We want to display the post title, which is a standard post field, meaning that we didn't create it ourselves, but it's built into WordPress. And it's dynamic because each post has a different title. The power of Toolset blocks lies in that they enable you to display dynamic content. Look, I just turn on the dynamic heading text and select the source to be the post title with a link. And there it is, our list of posts is there. The style of our heading is currently coming from our theme, but we can easily customize it. Let's tweak it a bit in the right sidebar options. Under typography, I can change the font settings like the size, spacing, colors, and more. Okay, now let's display an image for each gym. I insert the Toolset image field. Yes, I want to use a dynamic source. We have a group of custom fields for gyms, so we select that and then select our gym photo custom field. Nice, that's really starting to look cool. Again, we can customize how the image is displayed. For example, I can add a bit of a border and a little bit of a border radius. We can also add hover effects. As this is a list of posts, let's also make the image linked to the post. We select the dynamic source and then the post URL. And for the final bit, let's display the gym type for every post. If you remember, gym types is a taxonomy, so let's insert the Toolset single field block. As its name tells you, it allows you to display any dynamic field. We select taxonomy, and because there's only gym types available, Toolset selected it automatically. And let's also make it into a link so that users can click on the gym type and get a list of all gyms that belong to it. Okay, let's publish our page and look at it on the front end. That's pretty awesome for a few minutes of work and basically no styling. Of course, you could add fancy styling to it in minutes and you could add more fields to it. For example, if I click this fitness link, I get a list of all gyms that do fitness. And here you can see a nicer design with some cool visual touches and more fields.
Okay, we have a basic list of items. But what if our site has a lot of content, like 50 or more gyms? How would visitors find the exact items that interest them? No problem. Let's add a custom search so they can filter the list by different parameters.
Here's what we want to add to our list. A drop-down menu with our gem types, so when a user selects one, the list updates and displays only gems of the selected type. Let's go back and edit a page with our list of gems. To enable the search for an existing view, we select the view block and toggle on the search option. If you remember, when you're creating a new view, you can turn on this option in the wizard. Okay, so now we have a whole new section for the view search. To add a filter, we click the Add Search Field button. In the dropdown, we need to select what our visitor will be able to search by. Gem types is a taxonomy, so I find it under Taxonomy Filters. I click Next, and that's it. By default, you need to add a search button so users can submit selected filters. But let's make the search update on the fly. I select the view block, and in the Custom Search section, I select the option for Ajax refresh when any filter is changed. And you can also add a reset button so they can reset the list results at any time. That's it! On the front end, our search is there, and as we select the gem type, the list updates to display only those gems. Of course, this is only scratching the surface. You can add multiple filters and allow any search granularity you need.
Since we're talking about gems, which are physical spaces, each gem has a location which we store in a custom field for address. Other examples with addresses would be venues, real estate properties, stores, whatever has a real location. So, when you display a list of items, why not also include a map and display where they are in the real world? With Toolset, this is super easy.
Back to our view, we simply add a map to our page. In the sidebar, there is a ton of options you can tweak for how your map is displayed. Let's make it a bit taller. And to display our view results on this map, I scroll down to the marker part, and as the source, I simply select the view block option. That's it! That's how easy it is. And look, on the front end, as the list is filtered, the map adjusts automatically. Very cool.
So far, I've shown you how Toolset helps you to quickly create a custom structure for your site and how to display a custom list of items on the front end, with content coming from dynamic sources like post fields and custom fields. And you've seen that with Toolset, everything is done using blocks inside the WordPress block editor. But really, we just scratched the surface, and of course, we don't have enough time to dive deep into everything Toolset has to offer. So, let me quickly walk you through other important features you can build with Toolset.
First, you can design custom archive pages that list all posts belonging to certain type of content. Here, you can see an archive page for our custom post types for trainers. However, taxonomy categories also have archive pages in WordPress. So, in a list of gems, when I click on a gem type, I am taken to an archive page for that taxonomy term. So, how do you design archives with Toolset? Actually, it's almost exactly the same as with views. On the Toolset dashboard, you can create or access archives for any post type. Let's look at our archive for personal trainers. See? It works exactly like a view. You design blocks in the first item and get a preview of the whole list. Besides archives, Toolset allows you to design templates for displaying single posts of any type. In our example, all gem posts are displayed using the same design. And it's the same for trainers. Having one design for all posts of the same type is great because you do it once and it's automatically applied to all items. Also, when you need to change anything, you update the template and the change is applied to all items. So again, on the Toolset dashboard page, we can access or create templates for all our post types. Let's edit the existing content template for gems. You've guessed it. Again, everything was built using blocks and Toolset. Let's just move these blocks a bit and check on the front end. Yes, all gym posts immediately got updated with our changes.
Okay, so we've seen how to create a site structure with custom types of content, and then how to display all of that content on the front end. But what if you're building a directory or classified site, like a real estate site, and you need your users to be able to submit content directly from the front end? With Toolset, it's not only possible, but it's also quick and easy.
In our example, let's allow gym owners to submit their own gyms to our site. I go to Toolset Post Forms page and click to add a new form. Give the form a name, and next are the main settings. First, we select whether we are creating a new item in the site or editing an existing one. Then, select the post type, in this case gyms. And we need to set the post status. For example, you would probably want to review the submissions before they actually go live on the site. So we select Draft. And finally, we can select what happens after the form is submitted. Let's display a simple message. In the next step, we are in the actual form editor. This is where you choose which fields to display and arrange them using drag and drop. Just to make it really clear, these form fields are coming from the fields of this post type. So in our example, we have fields for our gyms. See, there's the post title, main post content, rating custom field, the gym types taxonomy, and so on. You can arrange fields into columns, move them around, or delete them. You can also add more fields from the right sidebar. And in the final step, we can set up notifications. For example, when a new gym is submitted, we can notify the site admin and also send a confirmation email to the person that submitted the form. Here I'll skip this step. And that's it! The form is created. All we have to do is display it on the front end. I create a new page, insert the Toolset form block, and select the form we just created. Let's publish the page and take a look on the front end. And there it is. Let's quickly submit a new gym. And if we go to the backend, we will see the draft of our submission with all the information we added. Very nice and super powerful.
In the end, let me show you an awesome Toolset feature that no other WordPress plugin even comes near to: post relationships.
Basically, with Toolset, you can connect one type of content to another type. So in our example, if you create a relationship between gyms and trainers, you can connect which trainers work at which gyms. And the other way around, of course. So, a trainer post shows gyms that this particular trainer works at. Connecting post types is really easy. I go to Toolset Relationships page and click to add a new relationship. First, select the relationship type. This basically comes down to how many posts you can connect at either side of the relationship. I'll go with a many-to-many relationship because a gym can have many trainers and a trainer can work at many gyms. I then select the post types. I can set the limits if needed. And many-to-many relationships can even have custom fields for their connections. In this example, it could be a contract with the date of expiry and other fields. I'll skip this for now. And finally, I can customize the names of the relationship and select some advanced options. That's it, the post types are related. When you edit a gym or a trainer post now, you can easily connect trainers with that gym. Okay, so we created the relationship and connected our posts. Now let's display this on the front end. Let's see how to list trainers that work at the gym. I added a template for gyms, and at the bottom I have a place to display related trainers. Trainers who work at this gym. Again, we use the Toolset View block to display a list. Default display settings are fine. The crucial part is selecting the content to display. Obviously, we select trainers, and then we have the option to display trainers related to the current gym. And that's it! You now design the view just like any other, and Toolset will automatically pull in the information from the related trainer. I'll quickly add the name of the trainer so we see it in action. And there it is.
And that's it! I hope you enjoyed this quick walkthrough of Toolset features. Of course, there's a lot more to Toolset than this, and you can find all the details and instructions in our training courses. Thanks for watching!